Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts, aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be at 2 hours. We'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seat belt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. I lost my voice all of a sudden.
That's not
Every,
good.
everything I click on my computer, it's like click, and then it opens. Click, and then it opens. It's like delayed. Hey, what's new? You know?
It's only getting slower.
Yep. You know, re-up, pay for Streamcast, screen, whatever the hell the name, StreamYard. Pay for it again, and it gets slower. Awesome. Cool. Anyways, how are you doing, Jamie?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Hoping that the internet stays up tonight, that the wind doesn't knock it off.
Yeah, you've been getting a crazy, shit show of weather out there.
Yeah, Monticello just had a tornado. We had what did they call it? A bomb cyclone in San Francisco yesterday, and I saw something about a train derailment from it out there. Like, I don't even know where. And then 6 people died as a result of that. They said it's technically not a bomb cyclone, but that's what they're calling it. And lots of floods. Some of the floods go up to the cars, like the bottom of the window.
Damn.
That high with water.
Yeah, I think you got us beat on the weird weather here. Yeah, I was watching a disc golf tournament the other day on the Disc Golf Network, and it was the one in Vegas, and it was freaking snowing. Like, really? Uh-oh.
Sister, she goes, well, if it did.
You got the robotic voice going.
I turned off Wi-Fi on chat. I think I said hi to everybody.
There you go.
Yeah, Tracy in Vegas said that it snowed yesterday or last night. So I asked my sister, and she said, well, if it did snow, I slept through it. So, and that it was really cold.
Wow. Yeah, it was kind of nice here today. It was, a little breezy. 70s, lower 70s. Couldn't complain about the weather too much.
There's an actual disc golf network.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, how do you watch it on what?
It's like it's an app that you can either watch on your phone or on my Fire Stick. It's an app that's on there, and you can watch all the events live. There, I don't know. A lot of people are getting pissed off about it right now, though, because a lot of people like me, I pay $6.99 a month or $5.99 a month for the Disc Golf Network. I think it's normally like $12.99 a month, but I get a discount. I guess because I'm cool or something. I don't know. But you can watch the event live, and then they were being, you could go back and watch them like at any time. But now, supposedly now, you can only watch them live. So a lot of people, they got stuff like jobs and life and everything. So they can't like be on the disc golf hours, and they're like pissed because they're paying for it, but they're missing out on watching all these events because they can't be there when they're live, because most people work at some point, or have, obligations or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for that if they don't figure it out soon. Your Zodiac thing,
Mm-hmm.
the video, where did you send that to me? I thought you did.
Yeah, on text, but we can. It's on my profile.
Okay, it was on regular text.
Yeah, I don't know if it went through because again, nothing was going through on Messenger or text.
I thought it did because I could have swore I saw it, but now I don't see it. If that makes any sense, who knows? This is Weird Wednesday. Sometimes things disappear. Yeah, we'll go and I'll keep looking. If not, yeah, we'll just go do it.
I'm just trying to send it again. Let me see. See, the Wi-Fi's off. I can't get more than one bar in this house. It's always, always, always one stupid
yeah.
dot.
I know I saw that because I recognized that picture and I'm like, where did it go? But yeah, that's typical. Oh man, trying to catch up with the chat here. And how's everybody out there in Cyberland doing? George Bush and his weather machine. Exactly. Putting some damn mojo on it, Bobby. Damn it, Bobby. Amy Vickery in the house. What's up, girl? Oh man.
I might be able to open articles without yeah, it's still not going. It's like got this much of a bar. Let me see if I turn Wi-Fi on, if I can force it through.
Yeah, I was telling Jamie I just had to, it's like typical right before the show. It's always a shit show right before the show. It's like my camera software starts updating literally like a minute or two before the show comes on. It's like didn't give me an option. Didn't say, do you want to upload the new software? No, it's just like upgrading now as soon as I clicked on it. And then StreamYard. I had to re-up on my StreamYard subscription, so of course that screwed everything up. Cooking ribs and the edibles have kicked in. Look out!
Right on.
Oh man.
Jason's always got issues on Paranormal Soup.
Yeah, it's like
every single Sunday, every single Wednesday, like clockwork. My Windows wanted to update today.
Yeah, my computer works perfect all week until it's show days, and then it's like Freak out.
And then you try to do things on an off day, like, okay, if I do this, and maybe, when it comes up, it won't be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Still Wednesday.
Yep. Oh well. One thing I can say is I'm used to it, so it doesn't freak me out any. I don't like lose my mind over it anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, that again. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Before, like early in the day, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? We can't do a show. What am I going to do? And now it's just like, whatever. We'll figure it out.
It's more weird if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Now my dog's going to start barking. Yeehaw.
Yeah, it's not. I tried to text it to you from my profile messenger.
Yeah. I'm going to keep looking. We'll figure it out. See, I'm not even worried about it. I will figure it out. Don't worry.
Let me see. I can maybe get an article open.
Well, this one, efforts to obtain data on an interstellar visitor plagued with difficulties. No kidding, really. A meteor from another solar system landed on Earth back in 2014, but obtaining more information about it has proven challenging. It has now been over a year since U.S. government officials confirmed that the object, which has exploded over Papua New Guinea 9 years ago, actually originated from outside of our solar system. Measuring 0.45 meters across, this intriguing space rock hit our planet's atmosphere at 130,000 miles per hour. It was hauling ass, in other words. Given its trajectory and high speed, scientists argued at the time it's 99% certain that it came from the deep interior of a planetary system or a star in the thick disk of the Milky Way galaxy. Since the confirmation, however, it has been surprisingly difficult to obtain any additional information, primarily because some of the data was recorded by the same department responsible for tracking evidence of nuclear explosions, and thus has been deemed classified. Of course, nothing to see here. Move along. Last year, Motherboard submitted a number of Freedom of Information Act requests to various departments, as well as a request for further details from the Los Alamos National Laboratory. What followed was a succession of replies offering little more than one delay after another. Of course. Like, you're going to get anything out of the government that's not coded in bullshit? Back in January, the laboratory claimed that the issue with the program office, it was an issue with the program office. Then, just this week, a further message stated that there have been a few difficulties in NASA's NNSA's Los Alamos field office, and our lab will have to work it out. Exactly, work it out. Yeah, right. They don't give it. Yeah. Exactly what holdup is remains unclear, as does any confirmation of when or even if the requested information will ever be actually provided. Could this lab be hiding something about the interstellar object that reached our planet back in 2014? Or is it a whole debacle purely down to administrative failings? The answer remains a mystery. Yeah, man, something that you think should be just like cut and dry. Did it happen or did it not happen? What is it? What is it not? Where did it come from? I can see if they just said, we don't know where the hell it came from. It got here. We've got it. We don't know where it came from. I could live with that. But just saying,
Nothing.
oh yeah, we'll have there. Yeah, we'll circle back on that. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Feed is a lie or something. I don't know.
Well, want to talk about more lies? You might have seen during the week where the Pentagon has stated that something about a mothership and probes and everything. Well, now they're saying aliens might have already landed on Earth. Now, this is either a really big distraction, or once they take Trump to jail and they can't blame it on Trump or the Russians anymore, are they getting their cover story ready for it? It was the aliens that did it.
Damn aliens.
Because they're supposed to be able to pull off a lot of these same operations, Oh, let me turn the Wi-Fi back on.
I'm still, like when the aliens, we get reports that, you know, the aliens have like turned off nuclear weapons or stations or whatever. And it's like, did it happen or did it not? It's a yes or no question. Answer the damn question. Nope. Instead, it's move
Like
along.
nuclear warheads. Like, oh, they turned off like all these nuclear warheads. Really?
Yeah.
Aliens? Many people here on Earth are devoted to detecting signs that we aren't alone in the universe. From amateur conspiracy theorists, can we just call them theorists? To the minds behind professional research. And but what if intelligent alien life is already watching us and learning about our civilization without us knowing it's even there? According to a draft document released by the head of the Pentagon's UFO investigation arm earlier this month, that's a very real possibility. Authored by again, Sean Kirkpatrick, the director of the Pentagon's All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, the chairman of Harvard's Astronomy Department, and founder of the ET Hunting Galileo Project. The research report outlines a possibility that aliens have been able to travel to Earth by analyzing the physical constraints of space flight. More specifically, the report comes to the conclusion that it's feasible that alien life has already visited our home planet. Looking at the distance that their crafts would have to travel from planets orbiting sun-like stars, it notes that they could make the journey in less than 1 billion years, since most stars formed more than 1 billion years before the sun. It adds, it is possible that other technological civilizations predated ours by the amount of time needed for their devices to reach Earth. The report also outlines the methods that alien civilizations might have used to infiltrate our civilization with their research devices. Taking inspiration from Oumuamua, a mysterious oblong object that recently passed through our solar system, sparking waves of speculation about its origin. The researchers speculate that an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth. The researchers compare this to NASA missions that often involve parachuting technology onto, say, the surface of Mars during a flyby. Like NASA, aliens could identify distant habitable planets by examining the light they filter out when passing in front of their home stars. Once an Earth-like planet is targeted, an interstellar device can plunge into its atmosphere, Loeb and Kirkpatrick say. In principle, a multitude of tiny devices can be released from a mothership that passes near Earth. You know what? There was something I saw on Secure Team once where there was like this big blob, like a light that came out of the moon. And when it did, all these little things came out of it. It reminded me of Stewie when he was like the octopus. And remember, and so and all those eggs came out of him.
Yep.
That's what it looked like. And I thought, what was that, like a big craft or something? And it let like all these little crafts out.
Yeah.
But when I read that earlier, that's what I was picturing in my head. With proper design, these tiny probes would reach the Earth or other solar system planets for exploration as the parent craft passes by, just like Oumuamua did. What's more, the report explains astronomers wouldn't be able to see the spray of many probes or dandelion seeds because they wouldn't reflect enough sunlight for existing survey telescopes to pick up. Does this mean that little green men have actually touched down, expelled from a craft like that one as it continues its interstellar journey? Given what we know about organic life, probably not. It is likely that any functional devices embedded in the Earth's atmosphere are not carrying biological entities because these would not survive the long journey through interstellar space and its harsh conditions, including bombardment of energetic cosmic rays, X-rays, and gamma rays. Doesn't rule out an alien landing, though. The report posts that devices made to withstand the perils of space and interstellar radiation could be loaded with artificial intelligence, allowing them to self-repair or even reproduce, given the light resources and knowledge of tech like 3D printing. Using machine learning, they could even adapt to new circumstances without any guidance from their original creators. An idea that offers insight into future space travel as well. And then they go on with like their theories and everything. I have this posted on my profile. But yeah, I always question why they release these things when they do, just like why they don't release certain things when we know they have it, and they give us like a little tiny piece.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I don't know. I want to know, but like my friend Amy here was saying, do I want to know, or is it just going to freak me out, make my anxiety worse? And I get that too. But then again, I remember one time Amy and me were sitting in a car. I think it was your car, maybe, Amy. We were talking. We were sitting in the back of my grandmother's old house. We just came from a gig or something. And you were telling me about one of your freaky experiences. I think it was in the White Lion when you were like cleaning up and there was noises upstairs, like somebody was moving around stuff, but there was nobody up there. I was funny because I was just telling one of my friends about that story the other day. And then here you are showing up in here. Oh shit, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and a lot of people, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't think there's ghosts. And then something happens and it's like, I'm not going to say it was ghosts, but
I think that's natural. I mean, because I believe things are possible just because it hasn't happened to me. I believe it's possible, but it's easier to really believe something or understand it when you do have a personal experience tied with it.
yeah.
Like I can go from 99.99% sure, even though I've seen, stuff, had all these experiences my whole life, I couldn't 100% say, what. And then it took just one extra thing to happen to me that just completely changed. I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm 100%,
Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even as much as I've been around, as many things as I've seen and heard and felt and seen with my own eyes, I still get, I don't know what the actual word, but I still get, just kind of
mind blown.
Well, I kind of get like, I'm like, am I just crazy? That didn't really happen. And every time I get like that, where I start denying it, or I just feel like kind of wishy-washy on the whole thing, then something happens that I can't explain. And it brings me back to like, yeah, that shit's real. Yeah. Heard like a chair being dragged across the hardwood floor upstairs, and somebody's rearranging furniture, and there was nobody up there. Just her and the bartender in this place. That's funny though, because people always ask me, what's the best part of St. Augustine? What's the haunted place in St. Augustine? I'm like,
St.
the
Augustine.
whole town. Yeah, St. Augustine. Like anywhere you pick.
Anytime the Pentagon gives anything out like that, it just leaves me with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't solve anything for me or settle anything. It just makes me be like more, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
What was this year my sister was born?
Yeah, Mysteries Revisited. The 1980 Todd Morton UFO incident. Todd Morton? I'm probably going to butcher a bunch of names tonight. But over 40 years ago, a British policeman encountered something that would stick with him for the rest of his days. At around 5 a.m. on November 28th, oh man, Todd Morton, Constable Alan Godfrey, had been nearing the end of his shift and had been investigating reports of cattle on the estate when he witnessed a large diamond-shaped object hovering above the road just ahead of him. That's something you don't see every day. Estimating the unidentified craft to be approximately 20 feet high and 14 foot across. He attempted to radio for assistance, but found to his horror that his equipment was no longer functioning. Before he knew it, the object had disappeared, and he found himself 30 yards down the road, having experienced a period of about 25 minutes of missing time. Gotta hate when that happens. That he could not account for. It is what followed the encounter, however, that would cement Godfrey's place in the UFO history books. Around 6 months later, he was tasked with investigating the death of a missing man, Zygmunt Adamski, I don't know, close to that, whose body had been found in Todmorden coal yard. Jeez, tongue twister. It wasn't long before the media had linked the man's death to Godfrey's UFO encounter, and the rest, as they say, is history. Godfrey quickly became a household name and has since spent several decades talking and writing about his experiences. During a recent interview, he recalled that the case had attracted the attention of a senior officer and a mysterious individual, Men in Black, who he believed to be some sort of government agent. I was ordered under the Official Secrets Act not to disclose anything to the media about Adamski or my own encounter. The stress of this whole thing ultimately ended my career with the police. It wrecked me. It completely changed me, he said. I ended up drinking a bottle of whiskey every day. I was nearly an alcoholic. Dude, if you're drinking a bottle of whiskey every day, you're pretty much an alcoholic. It drove me to despair. To this day, he blames much of this on being silenced by the government. They released all the UFO files from the MOD. However, they have never released mine, he said. So, yeah. Back, it's not just our government. This guy's over in the UK. And they're telling him to shut up, too. That's what I don't get.
Friends. They're all in the secret society together.
Yep. That's what I don't get, though. Like, they can't just, if the government just came to me and said, hey, don't talk about your incident, I'd be like, okay, cool. That makes me want to talk about it more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what else do they say that makes you want to
eventually?
Yeah, it makes you want to stitch your lips together and never speak of it. Like
the fact that they're going to probably kill your mother.
Yeah, but what if
they're relentless, man?
What if you're just some dude, my parents are dead. I don't have any friends.
Somehow.
Yeah, what do they do to shut you up?
Whatever your kryptonite is, they figure it out.
They do. They must.
They fear God into you. And eventually, if they can't, you just disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I've got a Florida man one here.
Oh, sweet.
A Florida man in his mugshot. I don't know why it's making me laugh so much. A Florida man was arrested Friday after he allegedly slapped a woman in the face with a slice of pizza during an argument, authorities said. The first thing I thought about was some tortilla fights, like that one with what's his name? Vin Diesel or The Rock, and
Yep.
God, that was so funny. I've never thought to do that either, and I still am yet to slap someone with a tortilla, but God, I want to do it. Deputies responded to a residence after receiving a 911 hang-up call for a possible domestic disturbance. Deputies spoke to the suspect, 39-year-old Ortilio Alfonso, who told them that he had an argument with the female victim, the affidavit stated. The victim told deputies that she had been slapped on the left side of her face with a slice of pizza during an argument after Alfonso became upset when she physically disciplined another individual in the home on his bottom area, according to the affidavit. So it seems like maybe he spanked somebody and she got mad or something like that. Pizza sauce was shirt. Back of her shirt, WD said. She also had remnants of pizza in her hair and around her ear. The victim let deputies look inside the home, where they found pizza sauce on the walls and ceiling of the kitchen area, the affidavit said. So I'm like picturing this whole crime scene. Alfonso was detained and told deputies that he had been in an argument with the victim. When deputies asked Alfonso if he had struck the victim in her face with a slice of pizza, he said he threw the pizza slice and that it hit her in the face, according to the document. The defendant advised he did not physically strike the victim with his hands, just with the pizza. Alfonso was arrested on a battery charge and booked in the Marion County Jail. He was later released on his own reconnaissance. But, you know, people do horrible things and they never ever see the inside of a booking station. And this guy gets a battery charge for throwing, slapping, whatever it was, a piece of pizza.
Yeah. I'd be like, dude, seriously?
I don't know. There's something on the touch screen of my computer, like if I got lotion on it.
Yeah, Amy, I remember driving you back to that house from when you were in the hospital. But yeah, I remember you wanted me to come up there and do a ghost box session, and we never did it. Kind of wish I did, but then if you say everybody that stepped foot in there had a major life tragedy shortly after being in the house, maybe I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, I did. Just standing outside your house that day, it gave me kind of a strange feeling, I'll say. But yeah, I remember that house clearly for some strange reason. No, here's one that just like, I don't even know if it's true or not, but it just struck me as funny. I know, Zuriana, pizza abuse. I'd be more worried about screwing the pizza up than like getting hit with it. It's like, man, why you want to waste a good piece of pizza like that?
And there's like pizza splatter all over the ceiling and the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
From one piece of pizza.
I was like, man, I must have smacked the shit out of her with that piece of pizza to get a spatter print that big. United States Air Force once investigated a case of an alien who made pancakes for the witness. And you know, I'm thinking it must be some weird, weird alien egg pancakes or something. No, they're just normal pancakes, apparently. Let's see. One of the strangest cases of all of ufology involved an alleged alien encounter reported by a chicken farmer, Joe Simonton, something like that. Joe S. We've heard a lot of bizarre stories over the years, but this one is in a league all of its own. The incident occurred on April 18th, 1961, when Joe, who owned a chicken farm in Eagle River, Wisconsin, claimed to have witnessed a shiny metal object land outside his house. The 54-year-old described the craft as it opened up and a humanoid entity appeared. At first, the otherworldly visitor simply mentioned to him that it wanted something to drink. It's like, hey, bro, you got a Dr. Pepper? Bud Light? So Joe grabbed a cup of coffee from the kitchen, took it out, gave it to the creature. Things quickly took a turn for the absurd, however, when a short time later, one of the aliens reportedly entered his house, grabbed a pan, and started to cook a batch of pancakes. How high was Joe? That's what I want to know. Then maybe it did happen. Who am I to judge? The entities then re-entered their craft and flew off, knocking down a pine tree on their ascent. Joe's account of what happened would go on to be investigated by Professor J. Allen Hynek of Project Blue Book, who took him out to dinner and quizzed him about what he had witnessed. Samples of the alien-made pancakes were even sent away for analysis, but the results later indicated there was nothing special about them. They were just ordinary pancakes. In the end, it was concluded that Joe S. had likely experienced some sort of psychotic episode and that he had accidentally hallucinated the entire thing. The conclusion on the Project Blue Book record card for this report is that Joe S. suffered a hallucination followed by delusion, wrote the Arthur Charles Lear. This isn't a rare incident in the Project Blue Book files where a witness's mental condition is used as an explanation. Whether or not in the flying saucer community that agreed or disagreed with this explanation, the Air Force couldn't be accused of ignoring the case. So I don't know if Joe had an alien come in and make him pancakes. That'd be pretty damn cool in my book. It's like, did they eat any or did they just make pancakes for Joe? You got to want, I mean, I would think they would have ate some of them.
I want an alien to make pancakes for me too.
I know. I mean, seriously, it's like, I mean, that's kind of, you know, I would rather have an alien come in and make pancakes than probe me in the butt and like electrocute my brain or something weird, you know? Just like have a little sit down over breakfast, a little coffee, a little pancakes, get high on some maple syrup, sugar rush, you know, and I don't know. Apparently they spoke the language because they told them they wanted something to drink. Maybe they got all jacked up on the coffee and were like, we gotta have some pancakes and syrup now. I don't know. Maybe Joe just hallucinated the whole thing. Who knows?
This is driving me crazy.
Crazy.
Turning things on, turning it off, switching it here, switching it there. The boxes on the screen kept going crazy. There was like, I just was putting lotion on and it got on my screen and it's a touch screen, so everything was just like wigging out and I couldn't figure out why.
Yep. Sounds kind of.
Yeah.
Zariana, you might want to be, I know you've had some experiences. So, yeah, don't answer the door if they come knocking.
I don't answer the door unless I know you're coming over.
Me either.
I don't answer the door for people.
Me either.
Just like I don't answer the phone.
Yep. I was out the other day. My phone was ringing. Somebody was like, you going to answer that? I'm like, nope.
Nope.
I look at it and it says unknown number. Hell no, I'm not going to answer it.
Did you know you can make your phone not even ring?
Really?
If it's not in your contact list?
Oh, that's what I need.
It can be a double-edged sword sometimes if you are waiting for a call from someone. I always try to at least throw it in my contacts or, watch, but it won't ring. You just see like a little pop-up later that goes like missed call, or you see like a voicemail. Just go block, delete.
And by the way, I saw Debbie said she had anxiety the other day and you helped her through some of it. And you did killer on that show, Debbie.
She did.
I listened to the whole thing and you did awesome.
And relaxed and calm and just, it was perfect and natural.
Present share screen.
Okay.
Bada boom.
New powerful telescopes could help scientists detect alien life on other planets. I'm watching my box keep spinning too.
Your box.
My box. Since the dawn of humanity, we have stared at the sky and asked, is anybody out there? Well, thanks to powerful telescopes analyzing the atmospheres of other planets, scientists are now far closer to answering that eternal question. Boffins may soon be able to tell us if there are little green men, flying saucers, and life on Mars, or if the evolution of life here was a one-off. A top scientist suggests we may be able to spot any signs of alien life in the next few decades using devices such as the James Webb Telescope, which are observing the cosmos in an unprecedented, I can't talk tonight, detail to better understand the birth and evolution of planets, stars, and galaxies. They allow analysis of starlight passing through a planet's atmosphere to discover its chemical makeup. This can be changed by the presence of certain gases, meaning we can identify patterns known as biosignatures. It's very likely ETs will be found, as life is almost certainly quite common in the universe. She said, as we begin to investigate other planets, biosignatures could reveal whether or not the origin of life on Earth is just a happy accident or part of the fundamental nature of the universe. We've only got one biosignature here on Earth, but if we have in 10 or 20 years thousands of biosignatures, we can start addressing that question. If we have enough of them, we can try to work out how we compare to life on other planets. Dr. Mitchell was speaking ahead of appearing at the American Association for the Advancement of Science's annual conference. Cambridge is teaming up with Harvard, the University of Chicago, and ETH Zurich to, I don't know, all these people are meeting together. But others do not share Dr. Mitchell's optimism. They said it would be foolish to predict when alien life might be detected, but rock samples retrieved from Mars in the next decade could provide the first evidence. He said, hopefully within my lifetime, I will see something significant. Maybe in a couple of years, somebody with the James Webb Telescope will detect an atmosphere that will look Earth-like. Now, that James Webb Telescope, the only problem that I was thinking with that was all these satellites are causing really, really bad light interference. So it's like making these streaks and bars of light across, and they're like, oh, well, you just need to relaunch it higher up in the atmosphere past the satellites. And they're like, screw you, we already have it up there. And so there's like this whole fight about these stupid satellites.
Yeah. There's a ton of them up there.
A shit ton of them.
And more going up every week.
By the thousands.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Rocket bodies, so much garbage up there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame China for being pissed about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I always think about that. It's like, space exploration is pretty awesome, to be able to do it. But at the same time, it's like, hey, let's go explore in here, and just, part of the car, breaks down, you just throw it on the side of the road and just keep going. I mean, it's like, I don't know. You get all the, the people that are all about the ecology and taking care of the planet and everything, and then, space study, it's awesome. And then you just leave a bunch of shit floating around up there in space that one day is probably going to come back and rain down on us and start knocking people out with space garbage.
To.
It's like in Joe Dirt, I got hit by a space poopy.
That could be what one of the prophecies are, about all the fire falling from the sky and all this stuff. I'm thinking it's probably the goddamn satellites falling down.
Yeah, space
Not
garbage.
Like and space rocks, but yeah, space crap.
Yeah.
And who owns space? Like, why is it our right to say, oh, we're just going to fill up the entire flippin' atmosphere with these freaking satellites?
Yeah. Can I come over and take a dump in your yard?
It probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a satellite that came, broke up in the atmosphere and, fell into Texas. Exactly. Don't you worry that's just going to like land on somebody? Like so far, most of these things land in some weird, ocean or the mountains or the desert. But
yeah, I mean, what are the chances though? Well, this is, going in lines with none of what we've been talking about. But it is a Florida man story. You may have seen this one down there around where Debbie lives.
Knock at the
And
door.
yeah, if you didn't, knock at the door. If you didn't see that show with Debbie on it, go check it out. I think she's got a link there.
It's on our page too.
Yeah, go check it out. It's like get to know Debbie in an hour or two. A lot of things you may not know about Debbie that you will find out during that show. It's really good. Hey, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's try this button. That one works, Rob. Total surprise and shock. Daytona Beach man attacked by alligator after answering his door. What? You say that can't happen. Oh, it's Florida, remember? All my friends up north are like, oh, you come down there, man. Come down there. You got things that'll kill you. You got alligators and snakes and stinging bugs, crazy trash pandas. You got it all down there. Ants that will try to kill you. Volusia County, Florida. A Daytona Beach man bitten by a 9-foot alligator Saturday said the attack happened after he heard a noise at his front door, opened it, only to find an unexpected visitor. Scott Hollingsworth said he was watching TV with his wife at their home on Champions Drive when he heard a bump at the door. I jumped up. See, we were just talking about, don't answer the door. If you don't know who it is, you might get bit by a damn alligator. See, my case proven right there. He heard a bump at the door. He jumped up and headed over, opened the door, stepped out while trying to reach the lights, and barely got out the door, and something clamped on his leg and started shaking violently, he said. Hollingsworth said it was dark outside, so his first thought, it must have been a big dog attacking him. It happened so quickly. There wasn't a whole lot of time. It was just a total surprise and shock, he said. Then we see an alligator behind our house. It's a regular thing, but they always keep their distance from us. Hollingsworth was bitten in the upper thigh and taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. I suspect I surprised the alligator as much as he surprised me. A trapper called by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission found the gator and euthanized it, unfortunately. According to the FWC, I got more on that here in a minute after I finish this. According to the nuisance alligators, they're euthanized and not relocated because there's a stable and healthy population of gators in Florida, which that's true. Relocated alligators often try to return to the capture site or end up fighting with other alligators in their new habitat. It's because they're pissed off. And why are they pissed off? Because we as humans come in, totally tear down their backyard, their front yard, their side yard where they live, their house, and we build our house in their yard. So of course they're pissed off. They've been living there for years and years and years. It's like, humans just come in, the white devil comes in and just rips them off their land and says, get the hell out of here, gator. I live here now. So, I don't blame the gator for knocking on the door. It's like, what's for dinner tonight, bitch? Your leg. I can't find anything else out here to eat, so your leg is on the dinner plan.
Your leg in my belly.
Exactly. Get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
So what do? They take the damn alligator out there. He was just confused. He was like, my girlfriend used to live in this area, and now I can't find her.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll knock on the door and see if she's in this box.
Or he could have been relocated during a flood or a storm.
Yep. It's a shame. It's like I always, I'm the snake guy here. I've mentioned that before. Everybody finds a snake in their yard. They come running to me to come get it. I don't know why there's so many snakes here. Well, figure it out. I'm guilty. I live here too. I'm guilty, but I don't freak out when I see snakes in my yard. I'm just like, sorry, dude. Sorry. I didn't mean to come rip your house and your life out of existence here. I'm a douche.
They keep building and building, and then they get more consolidated and pushed to the side. Then it's, oh shit, we've got an overpopulation. Now we need to thin the herd. No, assholes. Thin your herd.
Yeah. Yeah, so many people are, oh, save the planet, ecological, this, and that. And I just drive around just in my area, and they are like ripping trees out, clearing shit as far as you can see, and building houses. And I'm like, all those trees,
Housed something.
housed something, and all those trees leaves, and the way those trees grow gives us oxygen, cleans our air, and people are bitching
And the
about
soil,
how save the planet. Well, quit building shit. How about
nourishes
that?
the earth.
Quit building shit. There's enough building. There's enough houses. My answer is, if there's not enough houses, well, too bad. We're full. Go fucking live somewhere else. Go build a house somewhere else where there is room. I don't know. Don't get me started on
sucking resources.
Yeah. And it's funny here. They're widening all the roads.
80 billion a year.
It used to be traffic was just congested, like on a Friday. It's like, oh, you don't want to go out right now. It's Friday and it's rush hour traffic. Every day here is rush hour traffic now. And St. Augustine is downtown St. Augustine. It cannot get any bigger unless they put roads on top of roads or under roads. And you can't go under roads because you're going to be in the water.
Yeah.
So, they're 4-lane in this, 4-lane in US 1, these roads here, there, and it all just funnels back into, the original like 2-lane or 4-lane road. So it's like, I don't know. You can't, we just don't have the infrastructure to maintain the amount of people that are moving here.
Neither do we. That's why they're trying to get rid of our damn electricity, and they want to get rid of electricity because it's bullshit, climate change bullshit. Wanting to put flipping solar panels on all of our canals. It's so ugly. Meanwhile, they're blocking the sun, because they want to cool the earth. So they're admitting that they want to block the sun, which they're doing. But they want us to switch to solar. So what? They can decide and gauge us how much solar we can have.
Yep.
But we don't have the resources for all these freaking people.
Yeah.
But humanoid robots are coming. Maybe they can
figure it out.
They take less resources, right? Maybe they can
figure it out.
Clean something up or do something. Human-shaped robots with dexterous hands will be staffing warehouses and retail stores. And that's why Amazon probably just got rid of another 1,500 people. Tending to the elderly and performing household chores within a decade or so, according to a Silicon Valley startup working towards that vision. Why it matters. Demographic trends, such as a persistent labor shortage and the growing elderly care crisis, make fully functioning AI-driven humanoid robots look tantalizingly appealing. Companies such as Amazon are reportedly worried about running out of warehouse workers whose jobs are physically and mentally demanding with high attrition. And that's the thing is, there was a guy, I was reading an article the other day where the guy's like, they pay attention to every single minute that you're doing something. You're on a line, doing this stuff. And he says, if you have to go to the bathroom and say the bathroom on your floor is full or something's wrong and you have to go upstairs, it takes a couple extra minutes. Well, then they get back and they want to know, why were you 2 extra minutes long? You have to account for every freaking second that you are there. And they said, well, because, if a box isn't moving, that's money that we're not making. So they're treating people like robots right now. They have piss jars under their stations.
Great.
Driving the news, a heavy-hitting startup called Figure, which just emerged from stealth mode, is building a prototype of a humanoid robot that the company says will eventually be able to walk, climb stairs, open doors, use tools, and lift boxes, perhaps even make dinner. The company is the brainchild of Brett, a tech entrepreneur who previously founded Archer Aviation, a flying taxi maker that went public. I saw that too, and I said, no way in hell.
Yeah.
He assembled an all-star team of 40, including a dude from Boston Dynamics and Tesla. They moved into a 300,000 square foot facility in Sunnyvale, California, where they plan to set up a mock warehouse to test their prototype. We just got done in December with our full-scale humanoid. We'll be walking that in the next 30 days. And where it stands, the prototype called Figure 01 stands about 5'6" and weighs 130 pounds. It'll be fully electric, run for 5 hours on a charge, and is intended for warehouse use. We think we can get into commercial operation within a few years. We should be able to do most jobs, physical labor jobs that humans don't want to do. No, they don't want this. They want to do it. They need to do it. Yes, but humanoid robots are difficult to build and engineer to perform reliably. There is a host of design challenges, from simple balance to replicating human movements. We need to be able to push it and have it not fall down. Yeah, people eventually fall if they get pushed, though. From there, programming a robot to move boxes in a warehouse is a lot easier than, say, engineering it to cook a meal. We face high risk and extremely low chances of success, he wrote in a mission statement. But he was optimistic in an interview. The stuff just wasn't possible 10 years ago, and I think it's possible now. A decade ago, you just didn't have the energy or the power density to make this work. And the reality check is engineering robots is expensive. He is self-financing the Figure 1. I put in $10 million last year, he said. So yeah, I have that one posted on my profile also if you scroll down a little bit. But and all these robots and AI is making me mighty nervous. I don't get warm and fuzzy feelings from any of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I say, but I don't know. I don't know a damn thing.
Did you see that article I posted in the group chat the other day that they were able to get mini antlers to grow on mice?
Yeah.
They're talking about wanting to grow human limbs and stuff, and because antlers are like the most like rejuvenating body part on an animal, they're testing the cells and everything, and you can see the start and finish of these poor little mice heads, and then how they start to spout these antlers out. And then they say, well, then there's the moral problems with it, with mixing different breed of animals together and just a multitude of problems. But yeah, they got antlers to sprout out of a mouse's head.
Wow.
Playing God.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you might as well do the other robot story. While we're talking. Yeah, I got my video, but yeah.
Okay. And then I won't do the that one's fast though. We don't have to do the last one. So this one, and this is an article from 2018. I'm just now learning about it. If I knew about it, I forgot about it. They already exist in Las Vegas. Do androids cry after stripping in Vegas? Pale white robot strippers with CCTV cameras for heads gyrated around poles to Justin Timberlake at a Consumer Electronics Show-related party at a Las Vegas strip club on Monday night. And this, again, was written in January 2018. The robots were flown in from London for the occasion and will be performing at the club all week in honor of CES and Sapphire Las Vegas Strip Club. We were looking for something creative to do during CES that would sort of match what was happening in town, he said. Feinstein said he noticed the demographics of CES changing and that the typical hot women aren't enough to lure a crowd to the club anymore. These days, you've got to offer something different. We're appealing to a mass audience who looks on the internet. which we don't normally do just as a gentleman's club, he said, noting that if the club was only seeking to attract men, it might just promote images of beautiful women from its Instagram. The majority of strip clubs are not appealing to people through CES, he said. We're offering a different place to go. If you're 6 people from a company and there's 2 women and 4 guys, you can still hear HERE. I'm so sick of these. And have some fun and see the robots and not feel like you have to be part of a strip club. An invitation for the grand opening event went out last week and invited attendees to come watch sparks fly as the Robo Twins shake their hardware and leave everyone wondering if those double Ds are real or made in Silicon Valley. In the end, the event was unsurprisingly attended by around 80% men. Almost all of them were in town for CES, and most decided to check out the human strippers before stumbling into the robot dance party. As the party kicked off, female club promoters in tight silver spandex robot suits jumped around, hyping up guests and passing out drinks. There's no other strip club that are doing this. One female promoter in glittery silver makeup beamed. We're bringing all this technology. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a fun idea of us celebrating technology in the whole CES and saying we're going to take it to a sexy level, said another. Before long, the Star Wars theme song began playing and the 2 robots were unveiled. The machines grinded against the poles as guests sprayed dollar bills at their feet. Big question. Adorned with high-heeled stripper shoes. Who gets the money? When the stereo began blaring, "Put your filthy hands all over me," one man tenderly caressed a robot's leg. Tip buckets at the robot's feet read MIT bound and need money for batteries. The robots shook and swiveled for an hour as men in the audience gawked awkwardly and a smoke machine kicked on. Eventually, several female strippers took to the stage to compete with the robots in spirit of innovation. Men seemed to like these flesh and blood women much better. A common complaint was that the female robots weren't complex or lifelike enough. It wasn't the fact that their head was a video camera that ruined the experience, one man said. It was the way they moved. I've seen robots do much more complicated things than these ones are doing now, said Adam. So I'm a little underwhelmed. You look at stuff on YouTube. I mean, robots can operate on your brain and do really precise things now. These are just a little too mechanical. I just think the robots have awkward movement. No one really moves like that, added his friend. They need pole dancing classes. I was hoping for a bit more up and down action than just the hip and grind, said Ross. One thing that didn't seem to bother any of the men who attended, however, was how this event might be how people might perceive it from the outside. CES has been sharply criticized in the past for not being more inclusive to women. This year, event organizers promised to redouble efforts to promote gender equality after failing to include one female keynote speaker. I'm so sick of that crap. I'm not even going to read it. And so they go on to talk about people's feelings regarding it. Everybody's opinions. It's like a big debate.
That robot's got a nice butt. I think it's.
She's got a foot in the mouth.
I've never been like a shoe guy. I've never like been in news on, but I think it is funny that all these robots are wearing big stiletto high heel shoes. It's like, God damn, if they can stand up and dance in those, I mean, that's a pretty good robot to, because I know normal women that can't walk in those. Yeah.
Well, they're not even platforms. Normally, they're like got a big old platform on the front, and they're actually really comfortable.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel. It just feels like you're wearing like a wedge. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing heels.
I don't see them this robot's not doing the same moves that a real girl is doing back there.
The
You mean
Sims,
you're a real girl?
the Sims has this robot pack, and you can make your own like robot people like this. But that's kind of what it reminds me of. Are the Sims robots the same type of heads and everything?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
swap them in.
I was wondering, if they get tipped. It's like if one of them's giving you a lap dance and you don't tip them, I mean, things could get serious. They could like pinch it off or something. But who does get the money? So,
The robot maker?
The robot maker, are they being pimped out, extorted by the robot maker? There's all kinds of questions.
We saw what happened to Wallowitz.
Exactly. Instead of spraining an ankle, they bust a nut. Exactly. That's some classic robot humor right there.
Yeah, they have it all on like video. They said awkwardly gawking, like these. I'm just trying to picture the people's faces as they're like, I don't know. Do I like this? Should I like this?
I mean, if I was there, I would look at it. I wouldn't turn away in disgust, but I just think it's a sad day. The way the article started out, that the club just felt that naked women and alcohol weren't enough to draw people in. Guys in. They got to come up with something different. It's like, damn, are we spoiled or what? Hey, you want to come in the club? No admission tonight.
And the
naked
chicks
women
like,
and cheap
hey,
drinks.
they're going to take our job.
Yeah, exactly.
So they get up, they're like, see, remember?
Yep. I don't know. What's the world coming to? People are weird. Do I say that every week? Probably do. Well, I got the Crystal of the Week video up here. Go ahead and run that, and then we'll come back and do astrology. Cherry 2000, exactly. Present, share screen. Application window. There we go. There we have it. Let's check out the Crystal of the Week. This week's Crystal of the Week is selenite. It's that white crystal that is a strange one, but everybody should have it. Selenite's a calcium sulfate mineral that's crystallized, transparent variety of gypsum. Satiny spar, it's the silky and fibrous variety of gypsum that is abundant and commonly mislabeled as selenite. Both of these can be found crystallized in the form of masses, granular, tabular, prismatic shards. It was first discovered in 1747 by J.G. Wallerus and named after the Greek word meaning moon, in reference to its blue and pale colors. Selenite is extremely abundant and can be found in nearly every country in the world. Some of the most abundant deposits on record are sourced from Morocco, Australia, Madagascar, Mexico, Brazil, and the United States. Gypsum occurs on every continent in the world and is most abundant of all sulfate minerals. In the United States, Utah contains some of the most dazzling specimens known to the world. The Nika mine. There's a silver lead and a zinc mine in northern Mexico, the state of Chihuahua. It's called the Nika mine. This mine has become world-renowned due to its discovery of mass amounts of tubular selenite rods spanning the height of city buildings. The Cave of Crystals. It was the name given to the corridor nearly 1,000 feet below the mine's entryway. The chamber hosted some of the largest natural crystals we as a species have ever discovered. The crystals were able to grow at such a rapid rate due to the high temperature of around 150 degrees Fahrenheit combined with 99% humidity. At one point, visitors were able to take a tour of this monumental discovery with special suits because it was still insanely hot, but sadly, it was closed due to potential flooding hazards. The meanings and energies of selenite. It's a pure white light encapsulated in physical form. and it's a must-have for every spiritual practitioner. The immense energies of selenite knows no boundaries when it comes to the restoration of our own auric field and spiritual body. Selenite slices through the air, cleansing and recharging any environment it's placed in. It's one of the favorite stones of a lot of people to help remove negative energies that may have been picked up throughout our daily routine. Meditating with a piece over your third eye or crown chakra will allow you to raise your own awareness and intuition levels. Simply put, the expansion effect translates past our own realm into the dimensions of the dream world. Thoughts, ideas, and visions become more clear, consciously and subconsciously, while awake and while asleep. The invocations directly affect our day-to-day lives and can push us into the direction that alters the course of our life path for the greater good. To get the most out of your selenite, try having a piece on you each day, in addition to on your bedside each night. This mineral holds no negative energy, and it's a tool that can cleanse and recharge your favorite stones, your personal auric field. To achieve this cleansing capability, place the stones you most recently worked with or purchased near you and near the selenite piece and invoke purity into your crystal armory. Some good pairings for selenite. It works great to be paired with black tourmaline for all physical ailments. When it comes to mental expansion and traveling beyond the planes of reality, use selenite in conjunction with cavacinite, shadokite, moldavite. There's several others as well that it works good with when looking into activate and unlock your unique personal will. Meditating with selenite along with garnet or carnelian will greatly enhance your transformative capabilities. Communication is often a lacking point in all of our lives that needs to be worked on. However, if you pair selenite with stones like blue calcite, chrysocolla, larimar, blue chalcedony, and turquoise, it will not only open your throat chakra, but also enhance your word choice. So if you don't have any selenite, it's relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of the other minerals, gemstones, crystals, and like I said earlier, it can be found just about in any gem store, rock hound club, anywhere. It's all over the place. So definitely add some to your collection if you don't have it. There you go. There you have it. Selenite crystal of the week.
It's definitely an underrated stone
Yeah.
or crystal.
I got a new piece of it today. I have several pieces of selenite. I have a massage wand or whatever. And I had some chunks of it, little slabs of it. And then I added another snake today. If you saw that snake.
I didn't see that. That's badass.
Yeah.
Put your light through it. I want to see what the light behind it.
Let me see if I have it here.
You got that one today?
Yeah. Yep. I stopped by the crystal shop. And I say I never go in there looking for anything. I've been thinking about this stupid snake for like the last several weeks, and it's been sitting on the end of the counter. And today, when I dropped Darcy off from work, conveniently directly across the street is the crystal shop. So I went in there and I'm like, I gotta get that damn snake. If it's still there, I'm gonna get it. It was still there. So I got it.
Nice.
And of course, I put a couple other things in the back room to be obtained later.
Mm-hmm.
She makes it way too
call that? Layaway, like a layaway.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. Damn, I don't have well, I can use my phone. I was gonna say I don't have a light here, but maybe I don't know if it's bright enough.
Oh, that is badass, Rob. You know what?
Yeah.
If you had a little piece, you know how they have those little boxes, the dollar store has them sometimes with a little light on it, with the
Yeah.
little black stand, and then you can have it just sit like right on top of that, or a piece of like glass or plexiglass, and put the snake, and then have that light come up under the snake would be sick.
Wow. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, the one part that let's see, do I still have the picture? No, I think I tossed them all. Let me pull up the video again and find it real quick. Like, yeah, this I watched this show again the other day. And I've seen this. I've watched this show like I don't know how many times now. You know, why does my share screen never work when I want it to? Yeah, this just it blows me away at how like this show, you know, they go in this place that's in Mexico and they're wearing suits in there because it's like 150 degrees. And they talk about how these, you know, selenite crystals were formed and all of this. And they were formed like, you know, in a pretty rapid time frame. And this chamber was filled with water. It's over 1,000 feet under the ground. That's why it's so hot, because underneath this chamber of selenite crystals, which are huge. I mean, you see that dude back there. I mean, these things are
What's
ginormous.
making the light then?
Well, they have lights in there, you know.
Oh,
But, yeah, I mean that the show. I forget what the guy's name is. He does, you know, crazy adventures, you know, and this was one of them. And they went in there without the suits. These suits are like they're like layered with ice packs basically to keep you cool, so you can stay in there for like 15 or 20 minutes. And they went in there without anything just to, you know, see how, you know, he was like training in his sauna at home to get used to being in here. But I don't know, it just blows me away that, you know, I've always seen selenite, I've always had some, but to see the size of this stuff in there is just mind-boggling to me.
and how small people look compared to it. It's like
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
You're like in a vein or in a pocket full of these crystals, and you're like so tiny.
Yep.
I can't imagine how clean that energy, like how it would feel besides being hot and stuffy. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah. But yeah, they closed it back, and because of risk of it flood, they said it's going to flood again, especially after they finish mining for whatever they're mining for in this area. They're just going to let it flood again. So yeah,
It will be all covered up again.
It'll be all covered up again. Yep. Yeah. Is there any thought? Yep. It's a huge. It's huge. It's huge.
Huge.
Yeah, but it's pretty awesome. So I just watched it again it's like the fourth time I've watched it, and I'm still like just blown away by it every time. But yeah, go and if you haven't seen the show, it's worth looking for and checking out. That's the Crystal Caves of Mexico or whatever. You can look it up. There's a ton of pictures on the Google, but yeah, just getting there. I mean, the way they get there, they drive. It's a 25-minute drive underground going down. They're like, yeah, if you're claustrophobic. I mean, they're in a full-size van, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of claustrophobic in here.
Well, I've got a video from a doctor, I can't think of her name, they got from TikTok. But the reason I wanted to play this was because she sums up a lot of stuff really quick. And it's kind of a positive thing that some good juju. And it's something that my counselor, when we were talking yesterday, she had brought it up, in fact, and basically everything that she was saying is what she's saying, this lady's saying. And it goes along with what I've been seeing from different astrologers. Like some will say like part of it and some will bring up the other parts of it and everything. But like I noticed last week, I've been really super anxious due to everything going on right now. And I just started feeling a little better. I didn't know why. I could feel kind of a shift and a difference. And my counselor, brought this up, and it makes a lot of sense. So I don't know if you guys felt the shift also.
Yeah. Here we go.
So, for those who don't know, Pluto moves into Aquarius tomorrow, which is the first time this has shifted in 225 years. The last time it started the French Revolution. Previously being in Capricorn, Capricorn is a very masculine energy. It's all about structures. It's already all about sticking with the status quo, but maintaining structures. However, now that it's moved into Aquarius, it's moved into Capricorn's polar opposite. Aquarius is basically the opposite of Capricorn. It is all about freedom. It's all about humanitarianism. It's all about breaking down old structures to bring in the new. And so going through a huge phase of this Capricorn energy now into this Aquarius energy, and Pluto being all about power, this is going to create a huge shift in power with our personal lives as well as within the collective. Here are my predictions. Number one, personally, people are going through a huge shift in what is important to them, especially as it relates to career and family. People are going to start seeing things differently. I think a lot of people will start downsizing, selling their homes, so forth, and begin to live their life more for them and less for keeping and maintaining this like wealth or structure. I think collectively what we're going to see is a huge shift in power, a huge shift in our societal structures, how we structure things. I think new things will be implemented over the next, couple hundred years, where people will begin to work less and live more. And people are going to fight for our rights, fight for the right to live your human life, not work your whole human life. This is a great time for you, though, to make a lot of shifts, to let go of the old and to bring in the new. This is a time of huge rebirth and huge transformation. So, and enjoy that shift happening tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a lot of things shifting and changing.
I like what she says about the fighting, for our rights and the shift in power. Those are two things that really stood out.
Yeah. Fight for your right.
To live. Because we still have the right to live, even though they omitted it from,
Yeah.
Well, we still have about half an hour or so. Did you want to do cards?
Sure.
You want to?
Can do some weird ones, some tongue twisters. I'm probably sure is going to come up in this deck. There's some. This is kind of a heavy deck.
If you guys would like Rob to read, oh, Debbie's already on it. Debbie knows what's up.
It's the Egyptian Gods Oracle card deck.
Ooh, put a thumbs up, and I will add you to the list.
It's one I was talking about last week, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool one. There's some serious cards in here, though, and I'm just gonna warn you, I'm gonna do my best, but I'm not a great Egyptianist as far as the language goes. So some of these names I may be a little befuddled to pronounce correctly. I'll give it my best shot. And there's a lot on these cards that I'm still learning. too that they're oracle cards, and I will read the description on them. But there's a lot just on the cards themselves. This is the back of the card. They're all like this on the back. Let me see if I can make that bigger. Nope, that's not how to do it. That's not how to do it. Is this how to do it? Hey, there you go. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of
Oh, wow.
stuff on the back of the card, and then on the front of the cards, they're all different, but they have different hieroglyphs. The artwork is, they're supposedly all hand painted. I mean, they're not hand, these are prints, but the original deck was hand painted on papyrus or papyrus, however you say it. And then they were printed from that. But yeah, there's a lot of hieroglyphs and artwork and what have you.
Linda's asking what the name of the deck is.
It is the, where's the box cover? It's the Egyptian Gods deck. Get it in the light where you can actually see it.
Awesome.
It's by Silvana Alasia, and it's a what's the name? Los Scarabo Cards is the company that makes them. And then the book comes in 4 different languages. Comes in looks like Italian, Spanish, English, and I don't know what that other one is. But anyways, who's coming up first here?
Debbie.
Debbie. Here we go. Like I say, I'm probably gonna butcher some of these names, and let me just go ahead and get the professor look going on here. Otherwise, I won't be able to see a damn thing. Okay, here's the first card up. Let me get back to there. We go. First card up. It was upside down. It is the Anubis transformation card. Everybody's heard of Anubis. Why are my glasses falling off my face?
You got to get the strap now.
Oh man, I'm just making a mess of myself here. Let's try this over. Good Lord Almighty. There, gotta layer it perfectly, properly. Ah, man. All right. The Anubis transformation card. He is a protector of tombs, the embalmer of the dead, who accompanies souls into the afterlife to weigh their hearts and ferry them from one earthly world into the presence of Osiris. Anubis is portrayed as a jackal-headed man. He symbolizes the renewal of life itself, rebirth, and regeneration. You're about to end a cycle, or you already are experiencing a new one. Oh man, I'm having a hard time already. Let's see if I can get the light on this. Hey, how about some light? There we go. Now I can see what I'm reading. Probable disappointments, collapse of affections, losses. Do not worry. Anubis will accompany you and guide you during the transformation of elements. Nothing will return to the way it was before, and inevitably everything is transformed. But all you can do is create a new life and a new form. So yeah, a lot, changes, maybe unforeseen changes, maybe some that you already know about, maybe some that could be happening now. I don't know if any of that resonates.
She said that's really cool since I do rescue mediumship.
Aha.
I don't know if I popped it off or if my screen just did that.
I mean, yeah, that kind of fits. If you're doing that, kind of fits right in with kind of what you're doing, without a doubt.
And then we've got Evelyn.
Evelyn. It is. Pulled this card earlier when I was working with this deck.
Was that you that popped the comment off, or is my screen still wigging?
I don't know. I don't think I did it.
Okay.
This is Ptah, the skill card. I had to figure a better way to show these when I'm pulling them. I need a second camera hooked up. Oh, don't want to read it in that language. That would be a mess. Let's get back to the English, just to stay safe. Okay, Ptah, the skill card. God and patron of craftsmen and architects, as well as knowledge and know-how. He is an engineer, bricklayer, blacksmith, and artist. He is depicted as a mummified man with a beard holding a scepter. The symbol of life. Oh boy, I know it's going to have some crazy Egyptian words. The Djed staff of power, a symbol of stability. Ptah provides with the state of effortless concentration, bringing you lightness and familiar skill. He will make it easy for you to perform all manner of operations. Under his influence and through serene objectivity, you have the chance to transform your work into play and develop the power and mental development, the ability to transform things, or the capacity to awaken passions, but also to dominate them. That's pretty cool. I could use that because I got some sketchy projects coming up.
And we've got Christina. You say sketchy projects?
Yeah, not sketchy, but just some technically involved. I got to make a ring for a guy out of a coin that's like $600, so I don't want to screw it up. Yeah, I don't want to screw it up. I can't afford to screw
No
it up.
pressure.
No pressure. None at all. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. He's trusting you to do
Yeah.
that.
Does he know? It's like my TikTok video. People are like, "How do you do it, man? It's so cool." I got no idea. Winging it like a baby bird. This is Happy, the renewal card. And it says, man, why do I keep turning to the foreign language section?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Happy. He represents the liquid and turbulent element. He symbolizes the fertility of the land, the abundance of crops, and life renewed by the annual flood of the river Nile, the river Nile, which brings fauna and vegetation. The lord of fish, birds, and swamps. Happy is portrayed as a man with a large belly and a large female breast. Well, that's interesting. A symbol of fertility. Follow the divine light along the direction of passions. It's time to fully experience everything the world has to offer to you. Go with the flow and live more intensely. Happy heralds a renewal for life, a new life, and new paths to go down. You could acquire eminent fortune in the field of a trade. That doesn't sound bad.
That sounds pretty cool. Now we've got Linda.
another one I drew today. Seth. It's the resentment card. Seth is the one who, out of jealousy, dismembered his brother, Osiris, into 14 parts. Okay, Dexter. Scattering them in the Nile to prevent their resurrection. He is identified as an evil deity and a bringer of chaos, desert storms, and disorder. He is depicted with a human body and the head of an enigmatic animal with a long curved snout that resembles that of an okapi, if I said that right. His name derives from place, established. Seth puts you on your guard. You may experience unexpected accidents, moments of restlessness or resentment, conflicts or instability in emotional or commercial relations. Moderate any attacks of uncontrolled anger. Remember, never resort to revenge in this life. So yeah, that's one of those cards that it sounds like a bad card, but it's actually like a warning. It's like warning you,
yeah.
you know, to don't let your emotions take
Get out of
control.
hand. Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're piling up furniture in a parking lot and lighting it on fire, right? Like, you know, you got to rein it in sometimes. I know I could use that sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, who am I and what am I thinking?
I'm just proud, like, I haven't snapped yet. You haven't done it yet, We think
Really?
about it, but as of today, we've survived every bad thing that we've ever been through, and we haven't snapped yet.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty damn good. We've got Royal next.
All right. Let me wipe my glasses off.
Because some days I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I woke up this morning, man, and it's like nothing bad happened. But I got a friend, YouTube friend that is dealing with cancer and just got more bad news. And I'm watching his video this morning, and I'm just getting all bummed out, all teary-eyed, and then I'm like, shit, I got to get away from this. Watch the video, commented on it. Then I went to Facebook, and the first thing I see is another friend, and their dog died this morning. I'm like, shit, I'm just going back to bed. I drank coffee and then went and laid back down. I was done with it by 8 o'clock this morning. But, the day goes on, life goes on. And Royal gets the Satet fruitfulness. I was going to say fruitless. Fruitfulness, the exact opposite. And I almost turned right to the page. Satet. She is depicted as a woman with the crown of Upper Egypt with 2 gazelle horns on top. Her name derives from she who pours, which symbolizes the floods of the river Nile, or she who runs like an arrow. That is the current and flowing river. That is the current and flowing river. In fact, she represents natural forces and phenomena, a goddess of fertility. She could signal you to be successful. She could signal to you the successful start of a new project or a new job. If you're in search of love, Satet can help you with the answer of your wishes. If you're already in a relationship, she can bring you stability or even marriage because she protects new projects. So, hey, get some new projects or new person you're thinking about or what have you. Maybe that Egyptian goddess can be there to watch over you, make sure you make the right decisions. That can never hurt.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Azariana.
Zariana. It is the Beset, the Passion card. Gonna have to study. I wish I could read all these hieroglyphics that are on these cards.
I wonder if there's, it probably wouldn't work great. Like if there's an app that you could like scan it, like
Yeah.
text scanning.
Beset. This is a cat-headed female deity, or portrayed as a black cat. Sun goddess. She personifies the beneficial heat of the sun. Proctress of the house and cats. Goddess of property and wealth. She represents sensuality and tenderness, charm and genuosity, love and passion, desire and pleasure. Maybe you should take a break from your routine and reconnect with nature and with yourself. Live your life with more fullness and passion. It lies within your ability to develop seduction and passion. You could get great satisfaction in any area of your life and experience moments of full joy and satisfaction. Nothing wrong with that.
And then we've got turquoise.
It is. This is the Osiris Death and Rebirth card.
We were just talking about rebirth in the Pluto.
Yep. Osiris. He is the eldest son of Geb and Nut. He is often depicted as a mummy with black or green skin, which symbolizes the vital spirit of earth and vegetation. Osiris is just compassionate. Osiris is just compassionate God. He is the God of all suffering victims and the oppressed. And as such, he suffers with mortals. All the power of fertility and reproduction resides within him. The cycle of death and rebirth. He presages the end of the cycle, a family relationship or friendship. Welcome a new situation with confidence, even if it's different than what you have experienced up until now. Abandon the old order and always remember to be thankful for your life day after day, whether it's good or bad. Only in this way will honor the luck be your companions. Well, that was a tongue twister to read.
And then last but not least, we've got Janice. And then if we have time, I want one too.
Janice gets the Sobek Union and Power card. I like this one. It's kind of got the reptile, the alligator looking head.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, that's cool, Azariana. Okay, it says, whoop, I had the page and then I lost it. It's hard to read because it gets right in the center of the book and it's like
Stuck in the crack.
Yeah, stuck in the crack. All right, Sobek, Union and Power. This is an ambivalent divinity, both malignant and benign. His ferocity is able to ward off evil and at the same time defend the innocent. His name derives from Unite, the dismembered limbs of Osiris. Sobek is usually portrayed as a crocodile or a crocodile-headed man. He heals the souls who were wounded or killed in battle, restoring their health, sight, and all their senses. He represents the authority of decision-making, power and action, and the implementation of projects. Under influence of Sobek, you have a sound base on which to build large business-like enterprises. Do not stop. Your effort will bear fruit and allow you to gain power. Did I get everybody?
Mm-hmm.
And you want one?
Yeah.
All righty then. Let's do it. It is
Oh,
the Hathor Intelligence card. See, like this one has a bunch of like hieroglyphs and stuff up there in the corner that I want to know what they say.
is that a cat with her? What's at the bottom?
It's like kind of like a goat with stars on it.
Oh, goat.
It's a, I think it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
goat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It says Hatar or Hater. I don't know how to pronounce this one. It's Hator. Hator. She is the mother of all women. She is the goddess of love, passion, and beauty. Her parties are orgies of intoxication, joy, and music. She is also associated with childbirth, delivery, and children. She is portrayed as a young woman with cow horns on her head. The sun disk is placed between the horns. What's that?
I'm a Taurus,
Yeah, exactly.
and I used to teach kids.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. She has cow horns on her head. The sun disk is placed between the horns, which is why she is also called the divine cow. But she also has a destructive side. Try to create pleasant situations and make the most of moments you experience. In love, Hathor helps to intensify sexuality and senses the explosion of life, of everything capable of being born. Increase the wealth in all areas, especially maternal ones. So there you go.
Very cool. Thank you.
Might as well pull myself one.
Yeah. What's on his head?
It looks like I don't know. There's a snake and there's a cat with a knife. And the cat with a knife cutting the snake's head off.
Oh, shite.
Yeah, this is Selkis. This is a healing card.
That's
like,
crazy.
you ain't cutting my head off. I'll grow a new one. Man. I got a headless snake, man. I'll still bite you, even with my head cut off.
I've been saying we need to cut the head off the snake like all week.
There you go. Selkis, divinity of magic and occult powers. She's depicted as a woman with a scorpion on her head, her symbol. She possesses absolute power over all poisonous creatures because she represents the poison and the antidote at the same time. Just like them, like the scorpion, she is the sign of death and rebirth. She who gives the kiss of death and the breath of new life. You need to cross the threshold in order to come into a new life. Selkis invites you to recognize and accept your dual, benign and malignant nature. Learn to control your poisonous side. What was I saying earlier?
Yeah, about the holding your temper, right?
Yeah. Learn to control your poisonous side, giving space to that part of you that has the capacity to heal. So yeah, it's like almost like what I was just saying earlier. Like, gotta rein in those emotions sometimes.
And the universe
you-
validates that.
Yeah, before you find yourself in a bell tower with a rifle picking off people.
I always say an overpass with the 223.
Yeah. Oh man.
And sometimes, somehow, like for some reason, I picture myself freaking out and like my snapping. I somehow see myself on a freeway overpass with the 223.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
Yeah, this is one of those decks, that one day I just went went in the crystal shop, and I wasn't looking for a new deck of cards, but I left with a new deck of cards. This is one that I don't know. I just like saw it and was like, whoa, it's calling me. So I had to get it.
They do that too, just like crystals. Cards
Yeah,
do.
exactly. Like I had no intention of buying a new deck of cards that day, and actually got in the car and I was like, I had to look at them and see what I bought. I was like, how did that happen? Did you sneak this in my bag?
Where did you come from? How
Exactly.
did you get here?
Subliminal hitchhiker.
Fancy stranger.
Yeah, they do call us for sure. Yeah, the selenite snake. It's been calling me for the last couple of weeks. I see it in there, and I'm like, yeah, I should get that. And then I don't.
How much was it?
Like $20. I mean, it wasn't much.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
And you waited that long.
I know. Yeah.
See, it was meant for you. Somebody else could have easily got that by now. And you said, if it's
Yeah.
and it was there. It was waiting for you.
It's like the amber snake that I got. It was considerably more than $20, but
Yeah.
I mean, she gave me a smoking deal on it because she's awesome. But it was in there, and I'd go in and I'd look at it, and I wanted it, And then one day I went in there, and every time I'd go in there and I'd look at it, it was in a case back in the back, And I never really vocalized how much I wanted it to her or anything. I just look at it and think to myself, God, I really, really like that. Or I should, that's expensive. I can't get it right now. And then I went in there one day and it was gone. I was like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. And then it was like a week or two later, I went in there and I was looking around, and she was like, oh yeah, I stuck something in the back room that needs to go to you. And I knew right then what it was. I'm like, damn it, how did that happen? So just when I thought it was gone, it wasn't meant to be. It's still here. She's like, yeah, I could tell by the way you were looking at it that you wanted to take it home.
That is awesome. That one right there?
No, that was
the other one. The other one, right? Yeah.
The amber one, yeah. Yeah, this one was sitting on the end of the counter it's been there for weeks, and can't believe nobody grabbed it. And
does she have a lot of different? Because when you showed me those pictures, I didn't see like a lot of snakes or anything in there. Does she just happen to get them once in a while, and you're lucky enough to see them? Or
yeah, she didn't have a ton of them, but yeah, she's got several in there. She's got snakes and bats and birds and crows and ravens. Little cat, little witch hats, she's got for a little store, the place is insanely packed. Like
the witch hats are cute.
Yeah. I've been going in there for years now, and like I still see stuff that I hadn't seen, or she'll get stuff in. I mean, it's just there's so much stuff in there that you just can't like see it all in one sitting.
It reminds me of Friday the 13th, the TV show. Remember, like that little shop of curiosities and stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, Zariana, she definitely knows me. Like when she got the Caribbean calcite snake, I got a text like early one morning, like 8 o'clock. I've got something for you. I'm like, oh shit, I better bring some money. But it's cool. I mean, I can go in there with no money and she'll like just put it aside and she's like, I know you, just pay me when you want to pay me.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool. I wish I had a shop like that nearby.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I used to a long time ago, but nothing nearby anymore. And the stuff we did have is gone.
Mm. I was looking at some singing bowls in there today, some crystal bowls that were like really expensive and really big. Man, they sounded so good. And she's like, well, I'm supposedly going to sell the whole set to a guy. But if he doesn't buy them, I'll give you a really good deal.
For the set or for individuals for breaking up?
Individuals or the set. The sets, I think it's 3 of them, but
That's badass.
they're up there amazing. I mean, I've got one of my big crystal bowls is behind me there. And it's the size of the smallest ones that she has. There's a couple in there that had them singing today, and it was like I was standing across the room and I could feel it.
Wow.
Yeah. But then I did see a video the other day. A girl had this huge, like my crystal ball. It's weird. It's the only one I have that's crystal. But I just knew when I'm playing it, it's crystal, so I don't want to like hit it. I'll just, go around the rim, and it'll start singing, and it's intense. I mean, the frequency is intense, but I know when to stop. Because it'll talk to you. Your mallet will kind of start vibrating on the rim, and I saw a video of a girl playing this really big one. And she's got it going, and I'm like, "Whoa, man, that's intense!" And all of a sudden, the whole thing just like
no,
exploded. Yeah,
no.
It's like $1,000 singing bowl, and I mean, it just like it didn't crack; it exploded.
Like from the vibration.
Yeah. I was like, "Whoa, man, that's something you don't want to test out in the store and have that happen."
Like I don't hit mine hard, but like I'll kind of lightly hit the sides to get it, to ring. Like I'll sing it and then kind of ding, ding a little bit. Yeah. Kind of like a, gong, but not like hard like that. Just kind of little dong, dong. And,
Yeah.
But I thought about that, like when I was messing with it, I thought, I wonder, because, it gets really, really deep sometimes. And I think, but I didn't know that it would. I mean, you think about it because it is crystal, but I've never seen one shatter or nothing before.
Yeah.
I just thought if I hit it too hard, it would break, so I'm always like careful.
Yeah, they're a trip. Yeah, Debbie, they definitely make you vibrate.
It knocked all the anxiety out of me that day. It was like sitting like stagnant here. And I was telling people, like, I feel like the anxiety is just like hovering here and doing breathing. I couldn't get it out. And then that 15 minutes with it just loosened up and was like gone.
Yep. Yeah. Sound therapy, vibrational, whatever. I mean, it's like you ever see those videos of people that they'll have like sand, on a plate or whatever, and they play different tones, and you see how the sand takes on forms and shapes. It's not just random. I mean, it's like a detailed, shape and form with each frequency. So, there's definitely something to it for sure.
Those videos are a trip.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was leaving today, there was a guy coming in for a sound therapy session. She's got a table in there that you lay on, and she's got all kinds of stuff in there that she hits you with.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's another way to generate income. It doesn't cost anything. You already have your shop and everything and your stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Lori, they're definitely cool. You get a bigger one. I've got several, metal ones or whatever, but I don't know if you can see them back.
Got me mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got several that are that size. And then I have a big one back there. It's actually an antique Tibetan hand hammered one. And it's intense as well. I mean, it gets going, and it's like it fills the room. I've wanted to, I got all these weird instruments. I got native flutes, I got singing bowls, I got shakers, I got all kinds of weird instruments. I love weird instruments, and I want to get in a band where we can play weird instruments.
That would be badass.
Yeah, I can't. I brought some singing bowls and stuff to a gig one time, and everybody in my band was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?" So yeah, it's got to be the right bandmates.
Yeah, you need to find like the right people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking in Florida, there should be a lot of people like that.
Yeah. I need to go to some drum circles or something and pick up some.
Yeah, and they'll start looking online for groups.
Yep. We had a drum circle that used to meet here all the time. And yeah, I've got, djembe drums. I've got cajones. I've got all kinds of crazy stuff. So hell, I got enough weird instruments to make, I could do my own band. Oh, you don't have one? Yeah, come over. I got one for you.
Or you can do that, like the street performers, how they have everything strapped to them.
Yep.
You come in there with everything's like strapped to you.
Got cigar box guitars. I got didgeridoo. I got like all kinds of stuff. There you go, Debbie. That could be it. The weirdo band.
Yeah.
The weird band of weirdos. Well, that about wraps us up. It is.
Oh, I never saw Wolfie. Hi, Wolfie and Miss Wolfie. Good night, Wolfie and Miss Wolfie.
Yeah, when I went to that Native American festival, I played some badass drums that I was wanting really bad. And they were real drums. They weren't cheap. But ended up getting another flute. I went the first day and saw it. Yeah, the flute that I wanted was $350, but I was like, no, I can't spend that. That's crazy.
Holy cow.
But man, it was nice.
What was it?
It was just a really nice flute that was handcrafted. It was killer. It was a Nightingale like signature flute that was pretty awesome. But, and then there was a lady that made one. The one I ended up getting was way, way, way cheaper. And it actually plays really good. It's like probably the easiest one that I have. I have several. And this one just plays really easy. Really, like anybody can play it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if anybody's ever played a recorder, that's pretty much what a Native American flute plays like. It's probably one of the easiest instruments to play. It's in a pentatonic scale, and pretty much you can play any note, and it sounds right.
We used to have our little recorders as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one of those back there somewhere on the shelf. It's like a plastic one that, I don't know, I've had since I was a wee bit of a youngin'. Well, cool. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week. I may or may not see y'all on Sunday. Depends if I get back from my gig in time. I'm still playing the same place, same bat time, bat channel down in Palm Coast next Sunday. And we get done at 9, and then sometimes they usually want us to play a little bit longer. And then by the time we pack up everything, and then I got a 40-minute drive home, I don't make it home.
Sunday, you were like
Weird.
leaving
But
right when we started.
Yeah. The following Sunday, I should be good though, because I don't play that Sunday. I play Friday in the good old heart of downtown St. Augustine, which is only like 5 minutes from where I live right now. So that'll be an easy trip, even though it takes longer than 5 minutes because of traffic, but and downtown parking, which is a complete hooligan nightmare. But I have a parking spot, so it's just getting in and out of there. But yeah, I should be back in time the following week, but no guarantees for next week for me, anyways. But hope everybody has a good rest of the week, and we'll be talking to you then, sooner or later.
Good night.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And by the way, I forgot to put the link up there. We have a Patreon page now, and let me just throw the link up here real quick in case anybody's inclined to get to. There's not much there yet, and if you got any good ideas for us to put on there, please share them with us. And where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Okay, there it is. I'm prepared, ain't I? I'm on top of it. There's our Patreon link, and yeah, just had to re-up the payment for StreamYard, which is $240. So it does cost money to do this, unfortunately. But anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. Without you guys, we would just be sitting here bullshitting, which we do at times, but it's more fun when you guys are here too. So yeah, I could play live music. Hell, I'll sing and dance a jig and whatever. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of the week, and good night.